everyone. I'm Chakraborty from the Department of English and Humanities at Swami Vivekananda Institute of Science and Technology. And in today's class, we are going to discuss about creating cohesion in academic writing or in any type of writing. Let's proceed. Let us understand the concept of cohesion first. As you can see in the board, cohesion refers to the degree in particular to which the sentences are connected so that the flow of the ideas is easy to follow. Now in the previous video we have discussed about coherence, which talks about logical structuring and logical sequencing. In cohesion we actually talk about the interconnectedness of those logical sequencing or the passages or the paragraphs and how they help in forming a good meaning. It is the interconnection of two different sentences and how they are related to each other. Good cohesion ultimately leads to good coherence or understandability of the writing. To create good cohesion in a sentence or in a paragraph or in a passage or essay, we must use some cohesive devices. Now what are these cohesive devices? Cohesive devices are certain words or phrases that serve the purpose of connecting two statements, usually by referring back to what you have previously said. For example, there are a lot of subordinating and coordinating conjunctions and also linking words like linkers, binders, like previously, as stated before. These are cohesive devices. These devices indicate the relationships that exist among different ideas. Let us see the examples of these cohesive devices. First, we have the word additionally, which might appear at the very beginning of the sentence. In addition to, moreover, etc., if the passage contains addition, when you want to add some extra information to what has been previously stated, we can use these cohesive devices. Next, we have for this reason, in case of cause and effect. If you are writing something which has the relationship of cause and effect, we may use this cohesive device. Thereafter, furthermore, in case of elaboration, compared to, in case of comparison, on the contrary, on the other hand, etc., in case of contrast. At the same time, meanwhile, etc., in case of time transitions, and in other words, in case of restatement, when you are trying to restate something further, reordering the idea, etc. Now, how to make your writing more cohesive? First of all, use correct punctuation marks throughout the body of the writing. Punctuation marks are extremely important for creating coherence and cohesion. Without proper punctuation marks, we cannot understand what is being written. Students have a particular problem with using the comma because it has the power of or the ability of changing the meaning of a sentence altogether. Next up, we have used clear language and avoid ambiguous words. Using simple words and avoiding words with dual meaning or complicated meaning is very essential for creating cohesion. Next up, to avoid repetition of the same word, use synonyms. Now, sometimes because of our lack of vocabulary or stock of words, we keep on repeating the same word like again and again. So this creates redundancy, which is a severe problem to creating coherence and cohesion. So what we can do to solve the problem, we can start using various synonyms. Next, use cohesive devices as stated before, especially linkers like in addition to this, to my mind, etc. Lastly, use pronouns. Instead of repeating the nouns like collective nouns or common nouns, we must use pronouns. Now let us take an example of how pronouns can actually create cohesion in a passage. Let's take an example. In the first sentence, we see that children are very playful. Children love playing games in the second one with their friends, and children also love watching movies. Now, if we look at this very small passage consisting of 3 sentences, the word children or the common noun children has been repeated twice. Now, not only it sounds bad, but also creates a difficulty in understanding. What we can do to create it more, like make it more cohesive, we can use pronouns instead of repeating the same word. For example, this passage can be made more cohesive in the following manner. Children are very playful and they love playing games with their friends. They also love watching movies. Now let us see the example of how pronouns can actually create cohesion in a sentence or in a passage. In the first example, we see three sentences. Children are very playful. Children love playing games with their friends. Children also love watching movies. Now in this very short passage consisting of three sentences, the noun children, the common noun children, has been repeated so many times that not only it sounds bad but also creates a problem in understanding it. Now to make it more cohesive, what we can do, we can change the common noun children to them or they as pronouns. Let's see. Children are very playful and they love playing games with their friends. They also love watching movies. Now what's the difference between the first passage and the second one? Here we have used the linking word of the cohesive device and to connect the two ideas. Also replaced the common noun children that has been repeated several times to they. The first passage lacks cohesion, however in the second one it becomes more meaningful and interconnected. That's all for today. See you in the next video.